I was evicted at the end of last month, and this week I got my deposit back, but minus £400. So here's the story time. As you might know from my other videos, my husband and I ended up in quite a rush when we were moving out of my house, and I didn't get to clean everything as much as I'd like. However, because I'd done a lot of it beforehand, and the place wasn't immaculate when we moved in, we thought we'd probably be okay with the cleaning. The only thing we were worried about was the wall in the kitchen. Now, we had a big kitchen living room, so the contractors the landlord had hired had painted the entire room with the same paint, which was a matte paint and not a gloss paint, not a paint designed for kitchens, and there was no backsplash in the kitchen. After we'd been in the flat about a week, we realised that this was a problem. The walls had splashes on them, and when we tried to wipe it off, paint came off with it. So we just put up chopping boards to block the walls from any more spatter. And as it came to the end of our tenancy, firstly we asked our landlord what the type of paint was so that we could buy some and touch it up. We also went to B&Q and other hardware shops and got lots of little sample cards, but we couldn't find a match. The landlord never came back to us about the paint, and we didn't want to go in with a slightly wrong shade and mess up the entire room and make it 10 times worse. So we left it as it was. The landlord ignored us for 2 weeks after we moved out, which made me very anxious and very stressed. When he finally got in touch, he said that he'd been trying to get quotes to get the room repainted. The original quote he was given was £750, but he managed to find a contractor who would do it for £400. I could have fought this and said, look, we tried to do it. It's not our fault you didn't come back to us. It's not our fault you used the wrong type of paint. It's not our fault you didn't have a backsplash in a rented house. But at this point, especially after he'd been ignoring us, I just wanted the whole ordeal over. A lot of people aren't as lucky. They get charged for ridiculous things out of their deposit. But for my sanity, I think that £200 of my share in the end was worth it. So anyway, the saga is officially over, and I can finally stop being stressed about the whole thing. If you're going through something similar, again, my thoughts are with you, and I hope that you get your deposit back too.